7. Signs you're a rare chosen one with both dark demonic and light angelic powers. You ever feel like you don't belong here, not in a sad, lonely way, but in a cosmic way? Like your soul was carved from something not entirely of this world? Maybe you've always felt torn between two forces within you. On one side, there's this urge to heal, to help, to love unconditionally, and on the other, an ancient primal rage, a power so raw and unfiltered that it scares even you. If that resonates, it's not just your imagination. You might be what I call a rare chosen one. Someone born with both angelic light and demonic darkness embedded in your spiritual DNA. And that's not a curse, it's a calling. I want you to imagine something for a second. A blade forged in both fire and ice. It cuts through illusion, but it also burns and freezes everything it touches. That's what it's like to be one of us. You carry within you the polarity of the universe, the potential to create and destroy, to love endlessly and to judge mercilessly. Most people are born leaning toward one polarity, light or dark. But the chosen ones, we're born with both codes activated, and that's why the world responds differently to us. People either fear us, obsess over us, or try to control us. Some worship us, others try to bury us. But deep down, we know, we've always known, we were never meant to be ordinary.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first sign is spiritual isolation. You've spent a lot of time alone, haven't you? Even when surrounded by people, you feel like you're observing life, not entirely living it. This isn't just social disconnection. It's a metaphysical separation. Most people are plugged into the ordinary matrix of life. You were cut from a different cloth. You don't just see reality, you feel its distortion. You know when someone is lying. You can walk into a room and feel the residue of arguments or pain. You carry a radar most can't understand. And because of that, you've often felt like you're on the outside looking in. But here's the truth. Isolation is preparation. The universe hides its rarest weapons until the right time. Could your loneliness be the echo of your own initiation? The second sign is emotional extremism. You feel things deeply, not just deeply, violently. One moment you're overflowing with compassion, crying at the sight of a broken bird because you feel its pain as your own. And the next, an injustice lights a fire so intense inside you that you feel like you could burn the world down. That's not instability, that's range, that's power. You're not meant to live in the shallow end of human emotion. You were built to ride the full spectrum, from the heavenly to the hellish. Most people numb themselves to survive. You can't. You were designed to feel, because every emotion you experience is a tool in your spiritual arsenal. But here's a question. What happens when you stop fearing your own emotions and start using them with intention? The third sign is the dual voice. You know what I'm talking about, that internal dialogue that doesn't sound like normal thoughts. One voice whispers compassion, empathy, forgiveness. The other, vengeance, power, control. Some days it feels like there's a war inside your chest. But what if I told you that both voices are yours? Not good and evil, but you in your totality. The light wants to heal the world, the dark wants to conquer it. And the reason they both speak to you is because neither one is complete without the other. The chosen ones are the bridge. We're not here to pick sides, we're here to transcend them. The light without the dark is naive. The dark without the light is destructive. But we, are the synthesis. Can you imagine what kind of force you become when you stop rejecting half of yourself? The fourth sign is energetic interference. Ever have street lights flicker when you walk by? Electronics glitch for no reason around you? Animals either love you obsessively or avoid you entirely. That's because your aura isn't normal. It carries two frequencies, angelic and demonic. These aren't metaphors, they're actual energetic signatures, and when combined, they emit a chaotic but powerful field. Technology can't handle it. Sensitive people feel drained or ignited around you. You're like a walking portal. And here's the kicker, the more spiritually aligned you become, the stronger that field gets. That's why people either feel healed by your presence or challenged to their core. You're not neutral, you're a catalyst. But let me ask you, what are you doing with that energy? Are you using it to elevate people or manipulate them? The fifth sign is attraction to both the sacred and the forbidden. You've probably felt a pull towards spiritual practices, meditation, prayer, energy healing, but also found yourself fascinated by the occult, ancient symbols, demonology, or forbidden texts. You're not confused, you're comprehensive. You're not meant to live in the temple or the underworld, you're meant to walk between them. You see, the universe doesn't operate on human moral codes, it operates on balance. And those who are chosen to wield both sides must understand both. That doesn't mean you practice darkness, it means you understand it so it doesn't control you. Most people fear what they don't understand. But you study it, you face it, because deep down you know that the most dangerous power is the one you're unaware of. Have you ever asked yourself why you're drawn to both the divine and the damned? The sixth sign is spiritual warfare. Your life has probably been marked by extreme challenges, depression that came out of nowhere, nightmares that felt like attacks, sudden illnesses, betrayals, financial collapses, identity crises. That's not bad luck. That's targeted opposition. When you carry both codes, you become a threat to forces on both sides, because you can't be controlled. Light beings may try to use you for good, dark entities may try to corrupt you for evil. But your path isn't obedience, it's sovereignty. And that's why you've been tested so brutally, because only pressure reveals the unbreakable. You weren't meant to be a follower of light or darkness. You were meant to become a master of both. But tell me this, how many of your battles have actually been catalysts for your awakening? And the final sign, for now, is the mirror effect. People project their deepest truths or darkest shadows onto you. You've noticed it. Strangers open up to you like you're a priest, or they lash out at you like you've triggered something ancient in them. That's because your energy reflects back what others are hiding. You don't even have to speak. Just your presence confronts people with their own duality. You're a living mirror. And that's not easy. It means people will misunderstand you, love you one day, fear you the next. But that's your gift. You don't just see the truth, you reveal it. And it's not your job to make people comfortable, it's your role to wake them up. So let me leave you with this question. Are you ready to stop dimming your fire just because others can't handle your light? Or your darkness? This is just the beginning. The spiritual war inside you, why you were born with both wings and horn. There's a fire in your chest right now, isn't there? A kind of heavy, burning truth that's been waiting a long time to be spoken. You've suspected it all along, but no one ever put it into words. You are not just a light worker, you are not just a shadow walker, you are both. And the spiritual war you've been fighting isn't some cosmic battle happening out there, it's been happening inside you every single day. You felt it in your choices, your moods, your instincts, your dreams, every time you wanted to help someone but also felt the urge to walk away and watch them fail. Every time you wanted to forgive but also wanted revenge. Every time you were praised for your light but you knew the shadows behind your smile. That's the war. And it's not a flaw. It's your training ground. You see, most spiritual paths teach us to choose. Be love. Be light. Be pure. But you were never meant to choose. You were meant to integrate, because integration is evolution. Division is control. The reason you were born with both angelic and demonic codes is because you were never meant to be a servant of the light or a slave to the dark. You are meant to be a sovereign creator, a being who can wield both in balance with intention and wisdom. That's why your path has been so hard. The light tried to tame you, the dark tried to consume you, but you didn't belong to either. You were designed to transcend them. Think back. How many times have you felt like you were living two lives? The kind, nurturing, healer version of you who gives, uplifts, sacrifices, and the cold, calculating version who sees through manipulation, who can destroy someone's ego with a single sentence, who carries a silent rage that could level entire realities if unleashed. That duality wasn't a mistake. It was your inner universe trying to find balance. And for too long you've been told to suppress one side. They said the anger was toxic, the defiance was evil, the power was too much. But what if I told you your anger is sacred? That your defiance is divine? That your power, yes, even the dark part, is holy when aligned with purpose? The beings of pure light? They shine, but they often lack depth. They get manipulated by darker forces because they can't understand them. And the beings of pure darkness? They hold immense power, but they often self-destruct because they've cut themselves off from love, from grace. But you were born to contain both. That means you can see manipulation and not fall for it. You can feel rage and not be consumed by it. You can walk into darkness and return with wisdom, not wounds. That's the power of the chosen ones. We are the ones who don't run from the fire. We become it. Not to burn the world down, but to light it up in a way no one else can. But here's the hard truth. Until you stop seeing your darkness as a weakness, you will never step into your full power. And until you stop using your light as a mask to hide your fury, you will keep feeling like you're living a lie. Your wings and your horns are not contradictions, they are complements. One lifts you, the other grounds you. One expands your compassion, the other protects your boundaries. One allows you to serve, the other ensures you are never used. You are not half light, half dark. You are whole. You are the fusion of heaven and hell, and the world has never needed you more. So I ask you now, will you keep trying to fit into a system that was never built for beings like you, or will you finally step into your own mythos, where you are both guardian and destroyer, healer and challenger, light bringer and challenger? Because when you do, you don't just find your purpose, you become a force that cannot be stopped. The divine weapon, how to harness your dual power without destroying yourself. There comes a moment in every rare chosen one's life when they realize something terrifying and liberating at the same time. You are the weapon, not the spell, not the ritual, not the crystals or the affirmations. You, your voice, your presence, your mind, your frequency. You are a living embodiment of spiritual technology that is capable of both profound healing and devastating destruction. And that's where the real challenge begins. Because how do you wield something that powerful without turning it against yourself? You've probably already experienced moments where your own energy overwhelmed you. Maybe your emotions were so intense you couldn't breathe. Maybe your intuition was so sharp you saw through people's lies and it made you feel disgusted, distant, even paranoid. Maybe your desire for peace kept getting sabotaged by this deep, primal instinct to control chaos, to walk straight into it and shape it. That's because your power is raw. It hasn't been refined yet, not because you're flawed, but because no one taught you how to hold it. They were too afraid of it, and maybe so were you. But the truth is, your power is not meant to be caged, it's meant to be channeled. The problem is, when we try to suppress one side, usually the dark, we end up poisoning ourselves. That suppressed rage turns into depression. That hidden ambition becomes self-sabotage. That unspoken truth becomes anxiety. And the light? When we try to over-identify with it, we become people-pleasers. We spiritualize our trauma. We let others cross our boundaries because we're afraid of appearing unhealed. That's the trap. When you deny your full self, you become a diluted version of your potential. And diluted power is the most dangerous kind, because it leaks, it infects, it implodes. So how do you harness your dual power without destroying yourself? You begin by owning it. You stop pretending to be only one thing. You stop apologizing for being intense. You stop trying to fit into spiritual templates that were designed for those who don't carry your burden. Your burden is your gift. Your chaos is your catalyst, but it must be trained. Imagine a sword. If it's never sharpened or handled properly, it can cut the one who wields it. But in the hands of a master, it becomes an extension of their will. Your emotions, your visions, your instincts, they are your blade. But are you swinging them blindly out of pain, or are you using them with clarity, with purpose? One powerful practice is shadow intention work. Every time you feel the darkness rise within you, jealousy, anger, pride, dominance, don't run from it. Ask it what it wants. Speak to it like a part of you, not an enemy. That part of you holds information, protection, truth. Maybe it's trying to guard you from betrayal. Maybe it's tired of you being silent when you should have spoken. That demon inside you, it's not evil. It's a guardian that was never taught how to love, and you are the only one who can teach it. The same goes for your light. Don't let it become performative. Let it be real. Let it burn through you. Let it make you cry at the beauty of a sunrise. Let it move you to forgive someone who doesn't deserve it. Not because they're right, but because your soul refuses to carry the weight of their wounds. That's sacred, that's strength. But again, don't over-identify with it. You are not your light. You are not your shadow. You are the one who holds both. And here's the secret most spiritual systems won't tell you. When you fully integrate both, you become untouchable. because nothing can manipulate you anymore. Light can't blind you. Darkness can't seduce you. You see everything. You feel everything. And yet, you remain centered. That's what makes you a divine weapon, not a tool of war, but a force of alignment. You don't just destroy illusions. You reveal truth. You don't just protect others, you awaken them. So I'll ask you this. Are you ready to stop swinging your power at yourself? Are you ready to become the master of your own fire? Because once you stop fearing your own depth, nothing can stop you. The final sign, why the world secretly fears you, and why it needs you now more than ever. There's a reason you've always felt watched. Maybe not literally, though sometimes it is literal, but energetically. Seen, sensed, noticed. Even when you were trying to blend in, something about you stood out. You've probably walked into rooms and felt the atmosphere shift. People stare. Children either love you or cry. Animals approach you or avoid you altogether. Strangers overshare or recoil. This isn't paranoia. It's recognition. The world may not consciously know what you are, but on a deep, primal, energetic level, it feels you. And that's because you're not just carrying energy, you're carrying truth. Raw, unfiltered, multidimensional truth. And truth is terrifying. The seventh and final sign of being a rare chosen one with both dark demonic and light angelic codes is this. You are feared, not because you've done something wrong, not because you're dangerous in the traditional sense, but because you represent something humanity can't control. You are free. You're not bound by dogma. You're not fully light, so religious systems can't claim you. You're not fully dark, so the shadow realms can't corrupt you. You walk between worlds. You are a mirror to every system of control, every hierarchy, every illusion. And when people look at you, when they feel you, they're forced to confront the parts of themselves they buried. That's why they fear you. You threaten the lie they've built their identity on. But here's the paradox. The same world that fears you needs you. Desperately. Because while most are asleep, you are wide awake. While most are lost in the illusion of duality, good versus evil, right versus wrong, light versus dark, you see the whole. And only those who see the whole can guide others out of the maze. You weren't born to pick a side. You were born to show the world that both sides are parts of the same coin, and that transcendence doesn't come from choosing light, but from integrating shadow. This is the wisdom that every great mystic, every ancient initiate knew. It's the wisdom you carry. But let's be real. Carrying it hurts. It's lonely, it's exhausting. You probably asked the universe more than once, why me? Why did I have to be born with this much intensity? Why do I feel everything times 1,000? Why do people misunderstand me no matter how pure my intentions are? Why does love feel so deep but connection feel so rare? Because you were never meant to fit into the world as it is. You were born to transform it. And transformation is violent. It's messy, it's uncomfortable. You are the fire that burns away the illusion. You are the flood that drowns the ego. You are the silence that makes people hear their own soul again. And now, more than ever, the world is cracking. Systems are collapsing. Truth is being revealed. People are waking up, but they're scared. They don't know how to hold their own darkness. They don't know how to trust their own light. And that's where you come in. Not to save them, not to lead them, but to remind them. To be the living embodiment of what's possible when someone integrates both chaos and harmony, when someone reclaims their power without losing their heart, when someone walks through hell and still chooses to love. This is your moment, not to preach, not to convince, but to be, fully, unapologetically, authentically. The world will continue to fear you until it's ready to remember itself. But your job isn't to be liked, it's to be real. The more real you become, the more others will find the courage to do the same. And that's how the world changes, not through force, through frequency. So I leave you with one final question. If the world never understood you, if no one ever validated your truth, would you still choose to be exactly who you are? Because that answer is your liberation.